good afternoon, everyone. Today, the subject which we are going to talk about, or the briefing about the subject, is the international marketing. And marketing, as we know, is quite a generic term, and wherein depending on the different products, different services which have been offered by the companies, the strategies would vary from one company to the other company. So similarly, when we talk about the difference of the products and the services from company to company, similarly the way there is a variation as far as the selling of these products are concerned from one state to the another state and from one country to the another country. So that is how the need arrived, wherein it was very essential to understand the international standards and accordingly have a framework wherein we can focus more on the marketing with respect to the international markets. And as we know that the globalization is on a very higher scale, it's growing day by day, and considering those parameters, understanding the customer's need as far as the international market is concerned, it became a mandatory for the companies to have an exclusive marketing strategies, wherein the entire structure or entire plan is being designed with respect to the international markets. And that is the reason we have named it, or we call it as exclusively international marketing. So under this subject, you will be dealing with five units. The first unit which talks about the basics of international marketing. The international market, the need why international markets are in demand these days is because of, you have, for the companies it's a beneficial that there is a larger market, larger segment, the demand of the product can be on a larger scale. There is a potential wherein the companies can benefit a lot. There is an exposure for the product and services which company is offering. So understanding the channels, understanding these areas under the international market is very important. And as the management professionals and people who are looking forward to make their careers in international markets, for them definitely this subject is going to help them in understanding the all basic things, basic requirements of the market. So the first unit will give you an insight about the international marketing, what is its importance, and what kind of what's the scope for the international marketing, and how important it is as far as the companies are concerned, or as far as the different brands are concerned. Then also we will be understanding the different stages of internationalization, right from, like, so there's a five-stage process as far as internationalization is concerned, wherein right from starting to increasing, changing, re-increasing, and then increasing. So these are the five stages which we will be studying under stages of internationalization. You'll be also going through the international marketing environment, where all the elements like your external factors, internal factors, which could affect these strategies, or which could have a direct impact on the selling of the products, through the different channels. So the first unit is an eye opener, I would say, because it will take you to a certain basic outlines of the how actually, rather than saying how actually, it is more of like what exactly is the international marketing. So whatever activities which we are doing in terms of selling the products or creating an awareness, but then that has been done only to the country level or a state level. But then when the company is planning to take this to the another country, or dealing with another country, then definitely every country has their own norms, rules, and regulations. So considering and understanding understanding these rules and regulations is very essential for the marketers, and that's how that's what the first unit will help us to know the basic fundamentals of international marketing. Correct. The second unit will talk about the international promotion. So we know that marketing mix deals with a broader four important P or four important elements. So that's your product, price, promotion, and place. So promotion definitely plays a vital role, because you might have a manufacturing unit in India, but then simultaneously you are promoting your products, and you are providing your products and the services to another country. So the basic flow or the important flow which would work over here is a marketing strategy, how you promote the product, how you actually push and convey the message, understand the customer segment over there, and on those basis you decide the promotional tools. So promotional tools would again vary. Something which works in India might not work in other countries, or something which is working in India, other countries might not work in India. So considering those rules and regulations, trying to find out the trends, trying to find out what works in a specific country, like in UAE and all, the trends would be entirely different, and the trend would be the trend in Singapore and Malaysia would be entirely different. So what one need to understand is, before deciding the promotional tools, go through the entire process, find out what are the various challenges, what are the various what are the advantages and disadvantages of using a certain promotional tools. So in second chapter we'll be talking about the different policies, the promotional policies, the right from the advertisement campaign to digital marketing, or maybe putting up the hoardings, and the way the product the way the drive can be arranged in different countries, for the promotional activities. Then we'll be also understanding about the international marketing communication. Of course, there are certain kind of standards, right from sending a proposal to drafting a proposal, to sending a proposal, executing it, and handling the entire PR activities, and sending up the details about the company. So the entire communication has to be very clear, has to be very specific, and need to be followed up, the rules and regulations which are required for the communication between the two companies and between the two countries too, right? So apart from that, under the second unit you will also understand the norms required for the brands, the certain kind of standards which have to be maintained by the companies under for the products and the services which they are offering. The labeling is definitely labeling is again one of the important factor, because if we are selling a certain kind of products into a different country, then we need to create a structure, or we need to create a label of the regional language and put up the details which would be really understood by those people or by the specific targeted audience. So all minute things as far as the related to the products are concerned, the services are concerned. But then as a marketer, if we study and if we jot down the areas which one need to focus on while dealing with the international markets, then it becomes very easy for us to make sure that we are not missing out any factor. So whether it is putting up the product into the different stages for the internationalization, or whether it is deciding or creating the promotional policies, or creating a marketing international marketing communication plan for the company. So all these elements will be covered up in that. Also the packaging, the branding, and the labeling things. So this second unit will give you an insight about these areas, and will also throw more light on the aspect of your product when it is being the product which you are planning to sell into the other countries. The third unit, which talks about the finances, the financial challenges and the financial transactions between the two countries and the two business units. So you have a different export import policies, exempt policies are there, which one need to understand, go through the areas wherein you can actually try to figure it out whether you fit into the specific criteria or not, whether your company is in position to fulfill those norms, those criterias, and then only you can go ahead to sell your products or offer your services to the other countries. So the exim policies are quite important for any individual, before doing any kind of transaction or before giving any kind of commitment of selling or buying the products in either of the countries. There are financial supports. The Again, the challenges of the pre shipment finance and the post shipment finance, wherein the deals before procuring and after procuring the products and services, the financial matters have to be very understood minutely, and the transactions have to be done very clearly, considering all the taxes, all the rules and regulations, the convenience charges, and the charges which have to be borne by the parties, or the charges which would maybe some charges would not be add on to the country like India, but then when we are selling of the products and services, other countries might have some additional charges which need to be considered, and accordingly the entire financial model has to be understood, for which you need to go through the rules and regulations and the entire the journal of the exam policies. Then the fourth unit is all about the market entry mode strategies, and you have pricing methodologies, pricing strategies to be chosen. Then you have distribution strategies. In what way can you create a distribution channel? How feasible it is for companies to set up the distribution channel, and what way, and simultaneously what will be the feasible options or feasible choice for the companies to wherein they can push their products into the market. And simultaneously the most important factor is the pricing of the products, because definitely the monetary calculations would be different from every country. So we also need to make sure that the price tags and the kind of revenue which we are expecting after the closure of the deal or after selling of that product has to be worth of it. So choosing up a right appropriate pricing strategies, considering the standards, considering the norms of the international market, will really help and give justification to the business. And simultaneously the distribution channel, or the combination of different transport ways or mode of sending the products from one place to the other place and deciding the specific pattern which is required, fulfilling the norms, fulfilling the criterias, wherein we can actually send the product from one country to the other country, or the vice versa. So the norms have to be understood, and if we and of course the transportation cost and the other handling charges are to be considered before we decide the price of the product, or before we move ahead in putting up the tag for the product. So that's what is then definitely there would be a variation as far as the export things are concerned. Some of the products which could be selling off for a certain price in India would not be the same in Dubai, or maybe some other countries, or maybe some products which are being sold off in US would have a different price tags, would have a different price rates in India, and maybe some other neighboring countries. So understanding the export fundamentals, understanding the ROI, understanding the investments, understanding the channels which have been used, and the kind of product which you have, the kind of targeted audience you have, the pricing strategies will definitely have a greater impact. And it's something which is very sensitive and need to be planned along with the proper calculations, and make sure that the transactions are done in a very better way. So that is what about the fourth unit of the international marketing would brief you about, giving you more options about what are the suitable pricing strategies which one can choose from, and then why we should choose a specific. So understanding these types of strategies will be very easy for you to decide a certain kind of a transaction to be done, and you will come to know whether what is the feasibility of doing a certain kind of deal with the other countries. So that's how the fourth unit will talk about. The fifth unit will talk about the MNCs, the globalization, so the multinational corporations. That's a trend wherein companies are in India, like in India, if we talk about, so you have a well-established MNCs, right from Microsoft, IBM, PepsiCo, Citigroup. So these are the companies who have been established their base, they have established, and they are like providing the services, they are selling of their products and products, goods into Indian market, and simultaneously they are also contributing, wherein the standard of living is being increased. There's a more demand, there is a more opportunity for people to explore the market. So MNCs are definitely playing a vital role as far as especially when we talk about the country like India, and greater opportunities, and you see that's how it also helps. The entering of these MNCs also help to get into diversified projects, diversified product line, which could help, and which could push the economy, which could push the market of the Indian, and also it will make available of uh, different product segments which might not be possible for to explore in country like India. So MNCs, that's what we'll be looking at, and I would be analyzing which are the different MNCs and how they are working, what are their marketing strategies as far as their products and services are concerned. So that's what fifth unit is, and which would also touch the lines of the international trade, understanding the different laws, understanding different trade barriers which one need to come across while dealing with while dealing with the other countries. So these five units of international marketing would give you a clear picture about how the marketing is done at an international market, and how it should be done, what are the precautions one need to take care of while dealing with the international marketing, what are those pointers which one need to take care of while deciding and while planning the the marketing layout or marketing plan for the other countries. And it also gives you an insight about the focusing on pricing, understanding the export import policies, understanding the basic fundamentals when we are having or when we are dealing with the companies from the two different countries. So the distribution channel would matter, definitely the promotional campaigns would differ, and simultaneously as we are going towards the globalization part, then definitely there would be more and more challenges, and more different market segments will be explored. But then understanding and reading these fundamentals and reading the case studies by of the various MNCs who have been able to successfully do the business, or understanding how they are doing the business, will also give you a more insight, in case if you are planning to work in a international markets. So definitely there is a wonderful opportunities into the market. People who are keen of getting into international marketing, or are planning to kickstart their journey as a international marketing executive, or as an international market consultant. So definitely this subject will help you to have a clear concept, have the basic fundamentals on a very clear way, and then accordingly slowly and steadily you can upgrade your knowledge, enhance your basic skills on these areas. Like I highlighted the important element, your international trade policies and export import policies. So understanding and having a more detail from the interest, from the point of view of what is that makes you more attracted, or what is that makes you more comfortable area from this subject, then definitely you can enhance, you can develop your expertise knowledge, you can create an expertise domain into this. And definitely there would be companies who would love to avail the services from you, for creating the marketing plan for their products, or getting the promotional activities done for the international market, wherein they can hire your services as a marketing consultant. So yeah, that's what about all about this subject. In case if you have any questions, so you can text me, and then accordingly we can take it ahead. Any questions related to the subject? So that's what we end. Thank you very much.